Ah, yo. What's up, guys and girls, and everything in between? Hi. What the fuck? Okay. That's not working today. So because it's been such a long time since I streamed, there's been a lot of updates, I guess I should say, in regards to like streaming programs, and some of them are broken, like actually broken, they're not working. Some of them are new, whatever. I'm not really here to like crazy stream or anything. But yeah, we're back. Hi, everybody. Is this Blue Archives? It looks very similar, doesn't it? It's by Yostar. Isn't Blue Archives by Yostar as well? Isn't it the same company? It's called Stella Sora. It went through a lot of drama when it released, so it's like super low-key game. But I've been playing it and I've been enjoying it. I think it's the same company, same style, different gameplay. So what's up? Omega, what's up? Dandelion, hello. Vargas, welcome back. It's been a while. Poopy, hello. Yeah, it's been a long time. Akko, what's up? So, if you guys are curious on what I'm doing today, I just wanted to come by and say hello. I don't know why my name is different. Yeah, the whole YouTube thing right now is weird. Like everything on my side too, it's like a bunch of new stuff and everything changed. I don't know what's going on, but maybe it's for the better. Who knows? I don't know. It's been a while, so there might be a little bit of weird stuff going on, but it is what it is. Today I came back just to say hello, and then I give you some story time in regards to what happened. Because the last time I streamed, I was kind of like talking somewhat about going to like playing in this new card game tournament and like practicing card game. I think I said last time that I might stream a bit on of me playing, but I didn't because I got so busy. So I wanted to kind of talk about what's been going on with the card game, the tournaments, and then in the meanwhile, I wanted to play Stella Sora because I've been hooked on this game. It's really cute and really fun. Claudia, what's up? YouTube just giving out our whole government name, right? It's fucking crazy. I don't know what the hell YouTube's doing. So, guys, where do we start with our story time? I'm probably gonna be streaming for maybe like a couple hours, but there's been so much that has happened since the last time that I streamed in terms of like my trading card game and like all that stuff that like we gotta start somewhere, and it might take a while. So I'm expecting 2 hours, but it might go longer. Who knows? We'll see. Did you know that tomorrow's a Game Awards? Are you sure? Oh my god, it is! Maybe we should stream it. You want me to stream it? Let's watch it together. I was like kind of sitting here trying to figure out. Wait, what time is it? Can you tell me what time it is in Eastern? Because tomorrow night I have to go play card games. Yeah, tell me what time it is in Eastern Standard Time, and then I'll tell you yes or no. Because I have to go play card games tomorrow. But if we can do it and stream it and then I go, then we'll do that. 8 p.m. No! Yeah, I won't be here. I won't be here. $8 p.m. Yeah, that's kind of rough. How long do you think no, by the time I get back, it'll probably be over. It's a 7 p.m. to start. Damn, I wish it was today. If it was today, we can watch it right now. I'll think about it. More than likely, no. But if I don't go to play, then I'll stream it. But more than likely, I won't be streaming it. I'm almost like 80% sure that I won't be streaming it. But if for some reason tomorrow night, like I don't want to go play the card games, then I'll stream it. Does that sound about okay? Yeah, don't expect me to be here tomorrow, but there's like maybe a 15% chance that I might be here. And if I am here, I will stream it. What you been up to? Yo, let's talk about it. So, where do we start? All right. So, when was the last time I streamed? Let me look this up. Last time I streamed was October 31st. Last time I streamed was October 31st. Yo, it's been over a month. Holy shit. Is it really been that long? Wow. I didn't stream the entirety of November. Okay. So let's talk about it. Riftbound release date. Damn! That is crazy. That's right. Okay. So the last time I streamed was when Riftbound, the League of Legends new trading card game, has released. That was the last time I streamed, right? Are you guys okay with this music in the background? I'm just gonna play it on loop because I like the song. The Stella Shore song. Stella Shore song. Okay. That's good. Okay. So, the last time I streamed was when Riftbound came out. For those of you guys who don't know, I'll give you a quick briefer. Riftbound is a brand new trading card game, much like Magic the Gathering or Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! You know those card games, right? One Piece. It's a brand new card game that came out October 31st in English. It was already out in China, but English finally got October 31st. It's made by Riot. Riot, the company that has League of Legends, right? League of Legends. Blah. Riot, the company with League of Legends, they use that League of Legends IP to create this new card game called Riftbound. They took a lot of assets from Legend of Runeterra, and then they took a lot of ideas from other games, and then they made their own physical card game. A lot of people were kind of like half and half on whether this was going to be a good card game or a bad card game initially when they first heard it. But as it turns out, the more people play this game, and that the past couple months that it's been out in English, it's actually been very popular. Not in the levels of like Pokemon per se, but a lot of people who play Flesh and Blood, it's a different competitive card game. A lot of people who play One Piece, a lot of people who play Magic the Gathering, a lot of people who in the trading card game market that actively play, they all are trying it out because it's new, but then they realize it's actually a good game, so they're kind of jumping ships. So, to make the most of this, Riot started, the company that made the game, started sanctioning or basically like supporting major tournaments, and a lot of other third-party companies also been supporting a lot of real-life tournaments with money involved. Like prize money, prize pool, and all that sorts of good stuff, right? What's up, Everys? Thank you for the membership, Everys. Hey, thanks. Welcome back. So it started kicking off like Riot had a lot of wind in its sail, A lot of people have been enjoying the game. A lot of people have been enjoying the collectability of the game, of the trading cards. And so it's like on an upward trend right now. Surprisingly, I didn't think it was going to be doing this well. I thought it was going to be like middle. But then surprisingly, it's doing a lot better than I originally anticipated myself. I've been playing it at my local shop with my friends, and it's super fun. Yeah, everybody's been playing. If you were like into trading card games to some degree, you've at least heard about it because everybody's playing it. The game itself, me playing for about 2 months straight now, competitively, the game itself is very, very hard. There's a very high skill ceiling. But then you can play casually with casual friends and you still have a lot of fun, which is insane. Like, I think they honestly got very lucky with some of the mechanics in the game that led to this point. But yeah. This is my first TCG, but got into it because of League. I was kind of similar. I played TCGs a long time ago, and then I stopped. And then the only reason why I got into this is because I used to play League, right? And I like the IP, the lore, characters. Still haven't had a chance to play it yet. That leads to another problem, or another point, which is a problem. Because it's been doing so well, and because they themselves didn't even anticipate it, it's very hard to find products to even try to play. It's very expensive because of scalpers, because there's not enough. I got really lucky and I pre-ordered them preemptively, so I got it at like market price, not market price. You know, the original price, basically. Market price is more expensive. I got it at like the actual price, which was like a box was like $120 per box, and I got like pretty lucky. I got a few of those, and I opened them on stream. Remember, in the last couple streams. Aside from that, it's been absolutely insane to find products at the right price. Do I have to go to my local card store? They don't even have it. So Riot themselves, what they were trying to do is to support the local trading card shops and to have a lot of people playing in store and have like sociability aspect. Riot's been like supplying a lot of stores first with these cards, booster packs, and boxes. And then they started supplying places like Walmart and Target. Their initial focus was the stores, and it still is. However, because everybody's fucking bought it out, even the stores don't have it. They're just out. And even if they have it now, because of the market prices and scalpers, it's gotten pretty expensive. And some stores, they want to like help their players get the products to play, but because they themselves have to pay from like third parties at a higher price to sell at their store, so they're selling it more expensive, obviously, right? It's just the nature of like supply and demand, all that jazz, on top of scalpers existing, etc., right? So apparently wave 2 of the initial set, the first set, is supposed to happen by the end of this month. We'll see how that pans out, because, you know, like holiday seasons, all the shipping and stuff might be delayed, blah blah blah. But anyways, long story short, the game's been like pretty popular, and thankfully I got a hand of all the products that I needed prior, and so started my journey into playing and practicing competitively as soon as I got my hands on the products that we opened on stream before, right? So what had happened after that was I started practicing a lot, and eventually I got a lot of help from really good players, and it led to me going to a lot of local tournaments, like, you know, local shops every week. Ever since the game released, I went to... So what happens if you go to a local shop is, if you go to a local shop and they have a local tournament, it's like 3 rounds, right? Best of 3 rounds. And if you do well, like let's say you are better than 50%, so basically you have a better record than losing record. So if you're 2-1 or 2-0-1 or 3-0, like any of that, you kind of get your money back. You pay $10 to enter, and then if you do better than 2-1, you basically get more money on top after you receiving the money you entered back. Like, you know, like if you pay $10 to play and you're 2-1, you get like $30 back. Kind of that idea, right? Unfortunately, some players, they pay $10, they didn't do too well, so they get nothing back. But it's just the nature of competitive play, right? So I've been, ever since I got my hand on cards and ever since I got my deck to like made, I've been spamming local tournaments. I've been going to, in my area, there's like 4 different shops, and I've been going to 3 to 4 tournaments weekly ever since the game came out. And I can say proudly, out of like maybe at this point like 20 tournaments, local tournaments that I entered, I've never had a losing record. Oh, you're talking to a gamer. Yeah, you're talking to a gamer here. So every time I went, I made money. Even though it's not a lot. You know, I paid $10 to enter. Every time I went, I made like 20 bucks, 30 bucks, like back. So I was like, okay, I'm doing pretty well for myself. I have practiced a lot, so it makes sense why I'm like having good records. And so I felt pretty good. Our gacha streamer is now physical gacha streamer. Yes, that's exactly what's happening. I heard from a birdie you scrubbed out. Scrubbed out. We'll get to that. Yes, kinda. Yes, well, not kinda. I did. We'll talk about that later, because we have to go into sequential order right now. So that's what I've been doing locally. And after about like 2 or 3 weeks, I was feeling pretty decent. The funniest part is I wasn't even playing the best meta deck. Only reason why I didn't do that is because, so in League of Legends, there's a character named Kaisa. And this is just a, you know, a character in the lore, in the world of the IP. But because the way that this TCG game operates, I don't know if you're familiar with like Dawns in One Piece or like Commander in like Magic the Gathering. Basically, you pick a character as your main legend or champion, and then you build a deck around it, right? And the reason why I bring up the whole Kaisa thing is because the best meta deck in the format right now, being only the first set, is the Kaisa deck. If you play a Kaisa deck, you have a very good shot at winning, even if you are just kind of like just got into the game, because that deck is actually that good and consistent. And obviously I knew about this because I knew before you'd even released in English, because in China they've already kind of figured out some decks and cards and identities, right? Me knowing this, I realized that's not my thing. As in, I would never play a meta deck unless it's a waifu that I really like. Kaisa is not my waifu, okay? Instead, I decided to pick up and main a tier 1/tier 2 deck. Assuming Kaisa is tier 0, I decided to pick tier 1/tier 2 deck. And of course, of all the waifus in that game, it's Ahri, right? So I decided to main Ahri deck, and then I picked that one from the start, and that's all I've been practicing since the beginning of the game's launch. The deck is pretty good. However, it has a lot of weaknesses. That's why it's not tier 0. It has a lot of good possibilities of winning. You just gotta get... You just gotta be good and gotta get a little bit lucky, because the other decks are just better in general. But that's all I've been practicing. So I've been taking this Ahri deck every locals, just practicing, trying to get better at it, right? And I've reached a point where I pretty much know how this deck operates, like in and out in its entirety. I tried like many different variations just to see what it felt like. I probably tried all different versions of the Ahri deck, and then eventually I thought I had a pretty good version of this deck, and then I decided to enter a major tournament, which is leading into our trip that I made to Las Vegas. I went to Las Vegas at the near end of November, like November 21st. Okay. There was a tournament being had in Las Vegas, and it was like a pretty big first tournament in North America. The prize pool was $10,000, and all the event was literally one day event. You start at like 9 in the morning, and it's gonna end at like midnight. So I don't know if you guys have ever been to like these competitive trading card like events. What happens is that when you go, you play. So each round is a best of 3. I'm sitting down across from another person. They match us up like randomly, and then you sit across from another person and you play a best of 3. Whoever wins that best of 3 wins the match, right? So the match lasts around like an hour. Okay? Like a single match lasts about an hour. And if you win, the next round, they match you with another person that also won. So eventually you get to this point where if you keep winning, you're only playing people that only won. And so they're obviously good players, right? That's how everything seeds up until like at the very end, there's like the best player, right? Where? Okay. I'm gonna try to go off of memory here because I know I wrote all this down, but that tournament, I went. It started at 9, and I think I won the first game, so I was like pretty high, like, you know, octane, like, oh my god, this is my first ever real like big tournament. I got my first game. Let's go. And then I think match 2, I ended up playing against the Kaisa deck. I didn't think it was gonna be this bad, but it was pretty bad. I got completely annihilated. It's just a really good deck, and they might have been just a good player, but I just got completely annihilated. And then I was like, it is what it is. It was expected, because more than likely, like at least 30-40% of the entire player base at that tournament is playing the Kaisa deck because it's a meta 0 deck or tier 0 deck, right? So I expected it. I lost match 2, so now my record was 1-1. And then game 3, I played against. I think I played against a set. And I lost because I fucking threw. No. Who did I play against? I wrote all this down. No, I think... No, game 1... No. Game 1 was against... Fuck! Alright. Hold up. I wrote all this down as I was playing. But where are my notes? Okay. I wrote all this down. You see? Notes. Notes of like winning, losing, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, oh, here it is. Game 1. I played against a Volibear deck. What that means, for those of you who have no idea what that means, all that deck does is it stalls until they start putting big units down. Okay? I won pretty easily because I knew he was doing that, so I just aggroed the hell out of it. I just put down a bunch of units, I scored really fast, and then I won. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward game 1, right? Game 2. I didn't write down who I played against. Hold. When was this? This October. I wrote this down somewhere in Discord. Oh, here it is. Great, I found it. Cool. Okay. Game 2, I played against a Master E. Now, this is not the version that also similar to the first game puts down a bunch of big units. This was a version of Master E that was like fighting like, you know, we're both throwing punches, pretty much. It's just a bunch of combat tricks, bunch of units, you know, bunch of just fighting. Let's see who outlasts one another. A lot of counter spells, very annoying. I unfortunately lost that second match because... Why did I lose that match? I don't remember. I just lost. Why do you write down the deck? You sound like me when I play Fire Emblem in different combos. Well, you kind of have to write it down just so that you keep a record of it, just in case something happens. But it's fun to like document all your stuff that day that you're doing, which is pretty fun. You know, it's like, yeah, it's a pretty big competition, but I also want to try to do my best, even if I do shit, just for the experience kind of thing. And then I wrote down a bunch of stuff, right? Game 3. So now I'm at 1-1. Question: if you lose in the tournament, do you still get a little bit of money? No, not if you like lose a lot. If you have to be pretty good to get some money back. So I am 1-1 now, right? Match 3, I play against the Kaisa. This was expected now. I was like, oh shit, here comes all the Kaisas. You know what I think about Kaisas? I think of them as a bunch of cockroaches. Okay? There's too many of them. Everybody's using it, and fucking it irritates me. But I played against the cockroach. I mean, I played against the Kaisa, and it was expected. I lost 2-0. Okay? So I was like, you know, like, I didn't expect myself to win against the Kaisa. But going out like 0-2 on that match was kind of an L, you know? At least I wanted to take a game just so I can like ramp up to the later parts of the tournament. But it is what it is. I wasn't too hard on myself because it was my first major tournament, right? And I was nervous. I was definitely nervous. So that happened. Match 4, mind you, now I'm 1-2, right? Match 4, I played against another Kaisa. This time, I actually won. I scraped by with the score of 2-1, and I actually got my revenge against the Kaisa. Well, it was another player, but you know, just the Kaisa deck in general. I beat them 2-1, and now my entire record for the day was 2-2. And then I was like pretty happy because beating a Kaisa deck with the Ari deck is actually a pretty big deal. Even though it's not impossible, it just feels good, right? So I did that. And then match 5, I go in and I play an Aurora Yi. So what that means for you guys, remember in the very beginning in the first game I said I played a Volibear and they were just putting down a bunch of big units at the end. They were just, the whole idea is they're just stalling until they put a big unit at the end, start putting down big units at the end, and I can't do anything about it. Round 5, it was exactly that, except instead of Volibear, it was the Master Yi version, which means... Remember I told you in match 2 I lost to a Yi because we were just going pound for pound and I just ended up losing because they had like a lot more... It's a very similar deck. Ari and E is very similar deck if they're going like mid-range, like pound for pound kind of situation, right? But then now in this match 5, I'm playing that version that also has big units on top of it. And I'm like, well, not only are they kind of keeping up with me pound for pound, once it gets to the late game, they're just going to put down a shit ton of units on top of it. And I'm just going to like run out of power and strength and resources, basically. So he kind of bullied me. I did take a game from him, but I did end up losing, sadly. So now, the entire score of the day is 2-3, okay? At this point, I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be like getting any kind of prize money or like anything top like 16, top 32 player or anything like that. At this point, I'm just like, okay, let me just try to keep playing and see if I can just try to enjoy it and get better at it, right? So my score is 2 and 3, and I'm like, it's okay. I'm already out of the running for any prize money, because this tournament, the entirety of this tournament is for one day. That's important because I'll get to it later, but the Vegas tournament versus the Houston tournament that I just came back from this weekend, they're very different in that regard because one was for entire day, the other was for entire weekend. So I'll get to that later. But after I'm 2 and 3 now, I was like sitting here like, all right, let's just keep playing this out. They matched us for match 6, so that I went to my table number and I was sitting there and waiting for my opponent for match 6. As I was sitting there, it's like 5-10 minutes go by and the guy doesn't show up. So I'm like, huh. You know, it's like a free win. All you have to do is just tell the ref, the judge, like they didn't show up and you get a free win. But like, you know, free win's only really good if it's like early in the tournament. Like if you start with like 1-0, that's great. You know what I mean? But because I was already like out of the running and my record was already 2 and 3 and they didn't show up, then it's like, yeah, I get a free win. I'm a 3 and 3 now, but like that doesn't do anything for me. I'd rather have just played. You know what I mean? Otherwise, what am I doing? There's nothing to do. So that was kind of a bummer. But then I told my friends, I'm like, hey, I gotta buy. And then they're like, oh, a win's a win. I'm like, that's true, but like not really. Like I want to play. And then that was match 6. And then match 7, match 8, match 9. 3 matches in a row I play Kaisas and I get bombed. 3 matches straight, I play nothing but Kaisas, and they just like destroy me. The reason why playing against a Kaisa is so annoying is because they have a lot of spells that they can use to just kill units, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can try to save it, but they spend less resources trying to kill it than me spending resources trying to save it. So eventually, what ends up happening is they just outpace me and they end up having more resources, and by the time like the game ends, I have like nothing. There's nothing I can do, kind of a situation. That's what Kaisa deck does. And so it felt really frustrating because yes, at one point I was trying to still like learn to play against the Kaisa, but playing against 3 Kaisas back to back and all they're doing is just killing everything constantly, non-stop, repetitively, it was just like, man, fuck this deck. Stupid Kaisas. That's why I call them a bunch of cockroaches. Fucking, they're everywhere. Disgusting. Right? And then... and then... here... is the entire... Kaisa matchup. Throughout the entire day, I played against... I played against 5 Kaisa. And I've only beat 1 of them, and I lost to everyone. Right? I played the entire tournament. I played against 5 Kaisas. I've only won 1 match, and I lost 4. It's not that big of a deal. This was expected because I knew there were a lot of Kaisa players, and I knew it was a better deck than mine. What actually made me trigger and what actually made me mauled is when I came back from Vegas. I think it was a Tuesday night. I went straight to my local tournament that night as soon as I got back, and I played in the first 2 rounds of my local tournament, and what do I play against? 2 Kaisas. And then they do the same thing that happened to me at the end of Vegas. So it was like a transition period of just getting demolished by Kaisas across many days. And then the worst part is the 3rd match of that day at my local tournament, after losing to 2 Kaisas back to back, I get a bye. And I'm like, yo. So it's like, how do I explain this? No, that is my one and only time that I had a negative record. I remember now. That was my one and only time that my entire local store career, that was my only time that I had a negative 1-2 record. And the reason why I even had that one win is because I got a bye. And the funny thing is, I got a bye after losing twice, so there's nothing I can do. It's already over. I won't get my money back or anything. They gave me a bye after I've already been out of the running after losing the first 2 games. And at that point, I didn't even I just went home. I'm like, fuck this. I went home and then I mauled it. And I complained to everybody I knew who played this game. I'm like, fuck Kaisas. Yo, I was molding so hard. I didn't play for 4 days straight. And I was just watching anime. That's when I was rewatching Spy Family just to calm down and oh my gosh. Yeah, that Tuesday was rough. Yo, Freddy Vallo, welcome back. Hello, welcome back. What's up? So, sorry that happened. It is what it is. I expected it, but I didn't think I was gonna mold this hard, to be honest. But it is what it is. And then that was tail end of October, and then there was Thanksgiving and all that good stuff, right? And then after Thanksgiving, there was obviously a new there's another tournament coming up, so I needed to figure out what to do, right? Houston tournament literally happened last Thursday. So there was a period of a week and a half to 2 weeks where I was kind of trying to figure out what to do. What do I prep? What do I change? How do I get better, etc., etc. So I spent about a week and a half trying to come up with different ways to make the deck and just to level up my game in general after I molded. And I made a new version of the Ari deck, so it was okay. I really liked it. And then I kept practicing in it, and it kept doing well. I didn't go negative on my local tournaments either again. And so I was like, okay, if I play a Kaisa, I'll just try my best. But for every other matchup, I'm pretty confident. I feel pretty good. Let's just see what happens when we go to Houston, right? So December rolls around, and December 4th is when I left for Houston. This is where the story is gonna get pretty long, because I wanted to recap everything that happened in Houston, just for people who obviously are interested maybe. So how do I? The event for Houston was across Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Maybe. Hold on. Okay. Okay. With my incredible skills, I have opened up Paint. And with my incredible skill, I will explain to you what all had went down in Houston. Okay? Can you guys see this? Yes, you can. All right. So these are the days of the week. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Okay? You guys can see, right? Okay. So this is when I flew out. Fly. Okay. This is when I flew out. I left in the morning and I landed in Houston around like 2-3 p.m. and I checked into the hotel and like I was just trying to chill because the event is across these 3 days, right? And so I wanted to get there one day early just so that I don't want to like feel rushed or like, have. I don't know if you guys have this thing, but when I fly or when I travel, I get mad nervous. Like my body gets like mentally, I'm not nervous, but my body seems to get a lot like really nervous, and I have a lot of like stomach issues. Like I can't go to the bathroom. I get mad gassy, etc., etc. Is it just me? I don't know. Maybe this is too much information. But when I travel, my body freaks the fuck out. Where's Wednesday? I was home for Wednesday. I didn't do anything for Wednesday. You're not the only person boyfriend has the same. I see. So it's very common, I guess. So that's why I wanted to go Thursday and like get everything like ready mentally, physically, eat well, and all that stuff, right? So I go to Thursday. I get there Thursday, and I get to the hotel Thursday, and I'm kind of like scoping around the area because I wanted to see, how do I get to the venue? It was walking distance, and then if there's any like grocery stores nearby and all that stuff, because these tournaments they start in the morning and then they end at night, and you don't really have that much time to eat. So what I did was I packed like a bunch of bananas and like nuts and like protein bars, protein shakes. I wanted to buy all these things so that I could put them all in like a Ziploc bag, like beef jerkies, for example, so that I can have them ready throughout my rounds on the tournament days, so that I don't die of starvation, right? And drink a lot of water, etc. So I walked around finding grocery stores and whatnot, and then I went to get dinner. This is a funny story. This is kind of like side note, but I went to get dinner. Is dinner with two N's? What the fuck? I went to get dinner, and then I went to this store that was like it had like a pretty decent review. It was pretty cheap. And I went, and it turns out on Thursdays they do steaks. And then I'm like, oh shit, that's awesome. I haven't had steak in a while because I had like, when I came back from Korea, they told me I had a high cholesterol and I had to like stop like eating so much like, heavy food, etc. So I haven't had steak ever since I came back from Korea. So I went to a steak place and I ordered. Well, it wasn't even a steak place. It was just like a random restaurant, and they so happened to make steaks on Thursday, so I ordered it, right? I waited 40 minutes for this steak. And this is not a fancy restaurant. There were not a lot of people. I waited 40 minutes for the steak. And I was like, dude, this shit is taking forever. Why? And I finally got the steak. Thankfully, they gave me a salad beforehand. So, like, I ate something while I was waiting. I ate the salad, and then after like 40 minutes, the steak came out. And I was like, I see them on a plate bringing out the steak. And then the first thing I thought about was, I don't see any sauce on the table. Like steak sauce. And then it hit me. At that very moment, like somebody hit me on the back of the head. It hit me. And then I realized, oh my God, I'm in Texas. And then I finally realized, it's like, oh, they actually make really good steaks here. They don't need steak sauce. That's why it's taken so long for this fucking steak to get to me. Because I don't know if you guys know this. Texas, states like Texas or like southern states, like, mid-southern states, they're very good with their barbecue in general. One time, this is like a story from a long time ago. When I used to be in the military and I was in Texas, not Texas, New Mexico. I had one of my boss was from Texas, and I went to their house for a dinner party, and then they were having steak, and obviously they're from Texas, right? Even though we were in New Mexico at the time, and they were making steaks, and then when they gave me the steak, I asked them for A1 sauce, and they almost threw me out of their house. And then I didn't realize why, and they were just very upset at me. And I asked like why genuinely, and then they told me, this was like 10 years ago, they told me, you don't ask for steak sauce in their parts of like culture because that just means you think their steak is shit. What it is their steak is so good that you shouldn't need any kind of sauce is the idea, right? And after I ate the steak, I realized, like 10 years ago, I was like, oh my god, it's actually really good. And so I completely forgot about this. And when I got my steak after 40 minutes of waiting, I was like, oh shit, I'm in Texas. I forgot. And then so I tried the steak. Oh my god, it was actually so good and it was so affordable. I couldn't believe it. Oh my god, my mouth is watering right now. Jeez. So that was my Thursday. That was the biggest thing that I remember about Thursday, the dinner and steak. Okay. And then I went back to the hotel and I was resting. I was getting ready for Friday. Let's go over to Friday now, okay? Friday was the day of... Friday was not the main event. The main event was Saturday and Sunday, okay? Main event. But on Friday, they had this little thing where you can sign up. It's called a pre-qualifier. And what it is if you go undefeated, there's 6 rounds, right? If you go undefeated in 6 rounds, on the actual main event day, starting here, your first round of the main event, you get a bye. So that obviously means a lot because, you know, you don't want to like randomly get unlucky the first match because you got to try to win every match, right? And I think the first 2-3 rounds is the most crucial because there's a lot of variant skill levels and like random luck involved that you might just lose and you might just be out of luck, right? So there was a thing called a pre-qualifier on Friday and you needed to win all 6 rounds. But even if you don't win all these 6 rounds, it's still like good practice because everybody's going to be trying hard and that kind of preps you for the next couple of days, right? I entered this pre-qualifier and if I remember correctly, I didn't even write all this down. I was just kind of playing, but I got shit on. And long story short, my notes are very jumbled on this day because I think I was just like getting really frustrated at myself for playing shitty that I didn't even bother to write like who I played against or what deck I played against. I just remember it being like a shitty day of making constant mistakes. And then I ended up losing. And I think, what did I do after I finished? Oh yeah. After this, it ran from like 12 a.m. or sorry, it ran from like 12 p.m. to like 7 p.m. Took 7 hours. I was just practicing, but I was playing like shit. And I was pretty exhausted. But after this, at night at 7:30, they had a thing called Super Nexus Nights. It's basically like locals. You know how I kept talking about locals in my area? It's basically locals. The only difference was if you win, you get 1 ticket. And these tickets are important because you can spend these tickets for prizes later, which we'll get to, right? But if you win, you get 1 ticket. Well, there's 2 differences. If you win, you get 1 ticket. And then these rounds are best of 1s, not best of 3s. You know how in my locals tournaments it was best of 3s per match? This was best of 1. So what that means is if you're playing a best of 1, everything is so random. Basically, if you're playing somewhat competitively, you make your deck around best of 3 so that even if you win or lose the first game, you kind of adjust to their play style and you kind of go from there. But because this is a best of one, you don't really know what they're playing at all. You don't know what their playstyle is at all. You don't know what cards they're running at all. So a lot of the times when you play best of ones, it comes down to luck and just how crazy shit ends up being, where you, even if you're a good player, you could literally just lose best of ones constantly because you just get fucking like bond with things you don't even think about, right? Or you just get unlucky with cards that you get. You can't even redeem yourself in game 2 or 3 because it's the best of one. So these were like one of the biggest things going into this Super Nexus night. Now, why do I mention all this? As you can tell from my voice, I was very frustrated at the fact that this was a best of one, because this entire day there was 4 rounds. Okay, this event had 4 rounds. I won 1. And everybody that I played against, I'm not trying to be mean, but everybody that I played against, they had no idea how to like actually build like a competitive deck. It was this bunch of decks that they threw together, and I'm like, oh my god, I just lost to a deck that should not beat me. But then there's nothing I can do about it. I can't play game 2 or game 3 because they don't exist. I just have to sit there and accept it. And then I was molding really hard because I didn't win a single game until the very end. And the reason why I was molding is because these tickets are actually very important. These tickets were actually so important because, to give you an idea, 1 ticket gets you 1 booster pack. Now, that might not be a big deal. It's only like $5 technically, right? You know, you go to a store, you can get like a trading card game booster pack for like $5-6. If you have 1 ticket, you can get 1 booster pack, okay? So that doesn't sound too crazy. However, if you get 10 tickets instead of 1, you get this thing called a metal card at the prize wall. I'm sure you guys saw the thumbnail, so it's a bit of a spoiler, but the Jinx card that's on the thumbnail, that's the metal card. Okay, so a little bit of a spoiler, but this is a very important thing that we need to consider when we think about these tickets. Okay, I needed 10 tickets. However, throughout the entirety of this event, I only got 1 ticket. So I am literally 9 tickets away. And the problem is, oh, actually, no. Every win gets you 1 paper, and each paper was worth 2 tickets. That's what it was. So every win is best of 1, and every win gets you 1 card, like a gift card almost. Think of it like a gift card, and every one of those cards was 2 tickets. Okay, that's what it was. And then going back now, I'm starting to remember, of the 4 rounds, I only won 2. No. Of the 4 rounds, I won 1 round. That's what it was. Okay. Because there's another thing that happened. Okay, I remember now. So, after everything was done here, I've only received 1 card, which was 2 tickets. Okay, we need 10. We're only at 2 out of 10. So I was a little bit bummed out because I heard on this day that the metal cards, they're very limited in supply. So I wanted to get 1 for myself, but I needed 10 tickets ASAP because it was a limited supply. It will be sold out on all of these days, right? They gave out basically, let me do the math here. They had available They had available 160 metal cards on day 1. Okay? They had available 160 metal cards on day 2. And then they had available 240 metal cards on day 3. Now, you might think this is a lot, and it is. However, when I say 160 and 240, in the game of Riftbound right now, there are 16 legends. You know, like Kaisa is a legend, Ori is a legend, Master Yi is a legend. You know, those the cards that people make their deck around. There's 16 legends. So what that means is these metal cards, they only had available 10 per legend. Does that make sense? And because there's 16 legends, there are total 160 available. But what this means is that 10 per legend, there were only 10 Aris available day 1, 10 Aris available day 2, and then 15 Aris available day 3. Does that make sense? Does that kind of make sense? So obviously people have their preference or their favorite character. Obviously I wanted the Ori one because I'm playing an Ori deck, right? Sad thing was on Friday there's only 10 Aris available. On Saturday there's only 10 Aris available. On Sunday there will be apparently 15 Aris available. So on the first day, because I was kind of like spending my time doing this pre-qualifier and not getting the tickets from side events like this, there's a bunch of side events, but because I was so focused on this and not doing all the side events, I was only able to get 2 tickets, right? And then that is not enough for me to buy a metal card on day 2 on a Saturday, because what ended up happening was people realized that as soon as they got their 10 tickets and they went to the wall to like buy their, you know, get prizes, they realized at that point that there were only 160 available, and then by the time people got 10 tickets, these were all sold out. And so what ended up happening is people realized that these were going like they're going out really fast. As soon as people got 10 tickets on day 1, they were trying to line up in line to get this on day 2, and apparently people were starting to line up like 2-3 in the morning. I had no idea that people were lining up. I was like sitting here 2 tickets, kind of sad. I didn't even know about all this, like how many were available throughout the weekend. I just thought they were available for everybody. So I was a little bit bummed out with 2 tickets. I'm like, I'll just farm tickets. Maybe if I lose like the main event tomorrow, I'll just farm tickets then, and then I'll get like my 10 tickets, and then I'll try to get it. And then when I got there Saturday, I learned about all these things, and then there were literally no way for me to get it unless I line up on Sunday, right? Because this is already gone. By the time at like 9 o'clock I came into the venue, all this shit was gone because there were people lining up 2-3 in the morning. And I was like, yo, that's fucking crazy. First of all, I have 2 tickets, so it doesn't even matter. But how did they even think about lining up so early? And how did they even get 10 tickets? That was what was going on. But to backtrack a little bit though, you know how after the end of this, I only had 2 tickets? I actually got... So... I don't know if you guys know this, but this weekend, I purchased the entry... You have to pay entrance fee. You basically have to get a... What do you call it? Ticket to enter the event. Yeah, like an entrance ticket. I bought like a super expensive one because it comes with like a box and like a couple other things. I didn't realize that with my ticket, it was a premium ticket. With my premium ticket, I get 2 tickets for free. I didn't know this. So after finishing this and learning that I only have 2 tickets, but then learning that I can get 2 tickets for free because I have a premium pass, I was like, oh, let me go to the desk, collect all my premium stuff, and then they'll give me 2 more tickets, right? That was the idea. Because right here, before I even knew about all this, I'm trying to get 10 tickets. So I go to the desk and I tell them, hey, I'm a premium ticket holder. I'm trying to get my 2 tickets that comes with the premium badge. Can I get it? And then they said, sure. And they gave me everything else involved. And then, funny thing happened. So, where is it? This is so stupid. Okay. if you had premium badge, they also give you this. What this is it's a card back. There's nothing in the front. It's literally an uncut version of this card back. Why they give you this? Well, I don't know. Maybe to commemorate your entrance to the event, and like you can get signatures of like popular streamers or like developers, artists, whatever, right? They give you this. It's pretty cool because it's a card back and it's uncut. It's like an actual card was supposed to be. And then they give you like the certificate of authenticity saying this is like a real legit thing. It's not made up and it's not bullshit. They literally give you this, right? The thing is, they were supposed to, for everybody who received this, they're supposed to receive this with the frame, like a, you know, like a picture frame. You're supposed to like get a picture frame with it. But when I got up to the desk, the lady that was like part of this was telling me, hey, we actually ran out of the frames. We'll give you the card back, but since we're not going to be able to give you a frame, how about 2 booster packs, right? And I was like, it's whatever, sure, why not? And then I thought about it. I'm like, hey, actually, since 1 booster pack equals 1 ticket, instead of getting 2 booster packs, can I get 2 tickets instead, right? Oh my god, brilliant move. And then she was sitting there like, all right, fine, I can do that. I'm like, sweet, right? Because I need 10 tickets. So she goes back, grabs all the stuff that she's supposed to give to me, and then she gives everything, and then she gives me 2 tickets. I'm like, great. And I'm pretty happy, and I'm like ecstatic. And I take all the stuff, and I start going out of the venue. It's closing now at this point. And it's like 11 p.m., 11:30. It's closing, and I'm leaving the venue and whatever. And as I was walking to the hotel, I was pretty happy because I was like, well, I only won 1 game in the Nexus night thing, and I only got 2 tickets. But then I got 2 tickets from the frame, and I got 2 tickets from the premium badge, right? So I'm at 6 tickets. And I was thinking about it, I'm like pretty happy. Until I realized, oh my god, this lady actually only gave me 2 tickets for the frame, but forgot the 2 tickets that comes with the premium badge. I'm digging in my pockets and I see 4 tickets instead of what should be 6. And I'm like, oh no, she forgot. I forgot. I'm like, what do I do? If I go back and tell them this, they're gonna think I'm a scammer. Cause like, think about it. What random guy would just like go up to the desk and be like, hey, you forgot to give me 2 tickets? Who would believe that at this point? You know what I mean? So I was like contemplating as I'm walking back to the hotel. I'm like, fuck, I just fucked myself, fuck. And then and out of pure delusion and desperation, I was like, fuck it, let me go back and see if she's still there, because at this point it's already closed, right? Oh my god. So I walk back. I didn't go far, maybe like 5 minutes, but I turn back and I go back to the venue, right? Thankfully, the main convention door is open, like the sliding doors, and I start going upstairs to where the venue was. And I get to the security checkpoint or where the metal detectors are, and then there's a guy there's like, hey, we're closed, you can't come in. And I'm like, trying to, dude, I feel bad about it, but like, it's not like I'm trying to scam. They literally did forget me to give my ticket. But then this guy at the security, I know he wouldn't understand anything about the convention at all, right? Because they usually don't. I've been to conventions enough time that people who work there are just workers. They don't know anything about the actual event. So the guy's like, hey, we're closed, you can't come in. I'm like, yo. And then instinctively I start lying. I'm like, yo, I just left the venue, but I left my wallet upstairs. Can I just go grab my wallet? I feel bad for lying because he's like a really cool, he looked like a really chill dude, but like, I just felt like he wouldn't understand what tickets meant. You know what I mean? I was just like, yo, I left my wallet. I gotta go get my wallet. and then he's like, oh, all right, you can go get your wallet. I'm like, cool, thanks. And then with guilt on my back, I start going up the escalator, right? And then I was hurrying because there's like, it's empty now. There's like really nobody there. And I go to the desk and nobody's there, right? And I'm like, oh shit, the lady's not here. Like, what do I do? And then I kind of go to the other side of like the wall. I start walking towards the other corner of the convention center because that's where like all the staff were. It looked like they were having a meeting of some sort. So I kind of just go over there and I'm like trying to see if there's anybody who can like kind of peek their head out and like wonder what the hell I'm doing here. There was one lady that did come out and they asked me what I needed, and I was like, hey, I was not given the ticket that I was supposed to get over there at the prize wall. I'm just trying to figure out where that lady went, the lady that, you know, like I got the stuff from. And then she's like, oh, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm like, oh shit, like I'm out of luck here. And then right at that moment, another person showed up, some guy, and he goes, wait, what did you need? I'm like, oh, I kind of tell him exactly thing. And then the lady that I was talking to also kind of mirrored the same thing that I was saying to him. And he goes, oh, I can help you. And I'm like, yo, really? Cool. And then we start walking. Me and the guy starts walking to the prize wall table. Right? But the thing is, yo, I don't know how to describe this. Guys, I really don't know how to describe this. But I'm going to try my best. The walk was about like 30 seconds, okay? To the desk. And he's a staff member that works at that desk that gives out tickets. And then the situation was, I didn't receive the ticket that I was supposed to receive, right? So there's nothing wrong with this situation. But for some reason, because I have the guilt on my back from that wallet incident just like 5 minutes prior, I felt like I was a scammer and a liar. That like, as we were walking towards the desk, the 30 seconds of like that walk, I couldn't stop talking. As if I was trying to sound like I'm not guilty, where in fact I was guilty, but I wasn't guilty. I kept yapping about some stupid shit that didn't need to be said. I'm like, yeah, the ticket, like, yeah, like, I can't believe they just forgot it. Like, you know, remember like how there's no frame and you can get like 2 booster packs, and then like instead of the packs, I asked them for the ticket. I was just like blabbering on about all the too much information for no reason when none of that was necessary. And in hindsight, I realized he probably thought I was fucking liar. I, knowing that I wasn't a liar, well, at least not for the tickets, I felt so guilty. I felt even more guilty because it felt like I was a scammer when I wasn't. So we got to the desk and he's like, here, take the 2 tickets. I'm like, oh, thanks a lot, thank you, I really appreciate it, thank you. And then he's like, he gave me that eye, you know, the suspicious kind of feeling thing, but then he just kind of let it go. But then realistically, I didn't do anything wrong, so I don't know why I felt so guilty. But anyways, so I got my ticket. I felt kind of bad for no reason. And then I came back downstairs, and then the security guy was still there. And he asked me, hey, did you find your wallet? And I'm like, yeah, I found my wallet. Oh my god. I don't want to go through that ever again. You know what? This is why I'm a fucking terrible liar, yo. Like, it weighs on me so much. But because of my efforts, I guess, let's put it that way, I secure myself 6 tickets. Okay? This is very important. Clap. This is very important. Now we're only 4 short. Now, we go into Saturday. As I already mentioned, there's only 160 of these metal cards available, which means there's only 10 of each Legends metal cards available, right? 16 Legends, 10 each. That makes 160 total metal cards. By the time I get to the venue for the main event, I get word that all these were sold out. It didn't really matter to me because I only had 6 tickets, right? Because I wasn't going to get it anyway. But I understood at that point the severity of like how rare these things are, because people are staking out at 2-3 in the morning. I heard people are running over each other. much like, you know, those Pokemon videos that you see at like Walmart or Costco. I heard people were cutting in line. I heard scalpers were getting more than they were supposed to get. So like it looked really grim, so to say, because I really wanted one of the metal cards, right? But obviously, I'm not here for only the metal card. I'm also trying to participate in the main event and do well. So I told myself, okay, let's focus on the main event. And if I get to a point where I have like just a very bad losing record, for instance, if I get to a point where I'm like 3 losses, because at that point you can't really make it into day 2 or like get prizes. If I get 3 losses, I'll just drop out and then try to farm like side events so I can get to 10 tickets, right? At this point, I also learned that people were selling these tickets. Like, people are selling one card, which is 2 tickets, right? People are selling these cards for, right now at this point, end of day 1 and morning of day 2, they're selling this for $100 each. Isn't that insane? Think about it. 1 ticket is 1 booster pack. However, people were selling 2 tickets for $100 each. Why? Because of these metal cards. Because if you really think about it, across all 3 days, there's only 35 of these metal cards per legend in existence in the entire world. Does that kind of make sense? So in total, there's 35 of each legend metal cards, right? There's 16 legends, 35 total of each legend. That means in the entire world, if you want an RA card, there's only 35 of them in existence in the entire world. Knowing this, people realize that how important 10 tickets are, so they started like charging for these and selling them on the floor. Like, people were just going up to the other people and buying and selling these tickets. But then they didn't realize how limited these were either, because like not everybody fully understood the idea of this until like later. I learned about this on the last day, or like end of 2nd day and then beginning of the 3rd day. So people are selling each couple tickets for $100. I, before the main event, found somebody through a friend of a friend, and somehow I secure 4 tickets, thank God, for $40. So in a way, technically 1 ticket should be worth around $5. So I paid like double. I paid basically $10 per ticket instead of $5 per ticket, because 1 ticket is 1 booster pack, right? I paid four tickets for $40, and I was like ecstatic, because what this means is not only did I get it for cheap, I can focus on the main event and not do any of the side events, and I have 10 tickets ready for the metal card that hopefully I'll get, right? That was the idea. But then I heard after acquiring the 10 tickets, then I heard that people were like lining up like crazy. So my logic was, let me try my best in the main event, and if I go XN3, which is like the record of 3 losses, then I'll drop out, I'll go back to the hotel, I'll rest, and I'll come back at midnight to start lining up for day 3 for the metal tickets. That was the plan. Yo, I know this sounds crazy, but that was the plan. In an event that I drop out of the main event, I'm just gonna go back to the hotel, sleep, come back at 12 a.m., start lining up for the next day so that I can get the metal ticket. Okay? Because I really wanted it. And, you know, fuck. Like, I might as well line up. And then to the next part of the story. How did I do in the main event? Let's look at the notes. So, I actually did really well. I didn't think I was gonna do this well, but I did end up doing pretty well until it wasn't. So to quickly go over, match 1, I played, of course, against the Kaisa, and I did lose. I was a little bit bummed out by this, because like losing your first game kind of feels bad, But then it was Kaisa, and it was a tournament full of Kaisa, so I expected it. So I just kind of brushed it off. I'm like, all right, it is what it is. I'll just try my best going forward. Oh, one thing that I did forget to tell. There's another very important thing about this entire tournament. You know how I said there's 12 legends total? 12 legends. If you are in the main event, the best player with the best record using a legend, for example, if you're a player that is using an Ari deck, and if you are the best of Ari in the entire tournament of 1,000 people, you actually get a special metal card that is one of one in existence, that is Ari and is super sparkly. Does that make sense? So if you're playing a Kaisa and you're the best Kaisa player in the entire tournament record-wise, you get a super pretty metal card. Not this metal card, but a different version that is one of one, that is of Kaisa. So going into this tournament, not only was I trying to do my best at the tournament, of course, I would try to be the best Ari in the tournament, because even if I don't win the tournament, I could get the best of Ari card, right? So that's a thing that is actually pretty important that I didn't mention, but that's like a additional thing in this tournament, right? So I knew going into the main event, like, I'm gonna have to try my best, right? Unfortunately, game 1 I lost, or match 1 against the Kaisa I lost. So I was like, let's just try better next game. Match 2, I played against a Lee Sin deck. Lee Sin is just basically protect the president kind of a deck, where the Lee Sin can get up to like infinity power, basically. And they just keep pumping that guy up indefinitely. However, I was just a better player, and I won 2-1. So now my day score is 1-1. Okay. Going into game 3, I played against a Kaisa, and oh my god, I don't know how I did it, but I beat a Kaisa. So at this point, I am like, holy shit, dude. I just won 2 in a row. Yeah, I lost the first game, but I have a really good shot at being the best of Ori. I am 2-1. I beat a Kaisa. Let's just keep going. Let's see what happens, right? The next game, match 4, I played against another Kaisa. And I swear to you, I don't know what happened. There was like a moment of like me dialing it in. I was in the zone. I beat this Kaisa 2-0. 2-0. So now I beat 2 Kaisas, and my record is 3-1. Crazy. I was like, bro, I am on track to getting the best Ori card. I am on track to get to day 2. Because to get to day 2, the most you can lose is 1 game, but you have to win everything out. But like, I'm in a good spot. Like 3-1, I was in a great spot, right? So I was feeling good. I was doing good plays. And I was pretty hyped. And then we go to game 5, and then this is where everything ends up just spiraling out of control. So, game 5, I play against an Annie deck. The interesting thing about fighting an Annie deck, what Annie deck does is they stall you for getting points, and once they get to a certain point in the game, they have a combo where they just auto-win the game. And I knew this going into it, and I knew my deck had a really good shot going against this Annie deck, because I prepared for this exact situation, knowing that there will be a lot of Annies in the tournament. For those of you who are curious, the entire tournament, the actual winner of the tournament was an Annie deck. There's a lot of Annies, okay? Even though Kaisa was like a really good deck, Annie was actually there, like, I think, also very good. I expected an Annie deck. I played against an Annie deck before. I knew how it operated. However, the only problem was I lost 0-2 score. Both of the games I lost, I just did not draw anything of resemblance of a unit in the beginning of the game. And this happens in card games. Sometimes you do just get unlucky where when you really need a unit or two in the first couple turns of your game, you just don't get them and you just dry out and they just push you and you just lose. It's very unfortunate because I knew how to play against the nanny. It's just in this specific game, just luck wasn't on my side, like at all. Like I don't even attribute like luck versus like a skill thing. Like I think both matters, but this one I just did not draw any units, and I didn't. If you don't draw units, you can't really score. And if you don't draw units, they just get free reign to do whatever they want in the early game of the game, and it starts snowballing, right? Very unfortunate. And then I go 3-2. Still though, even though I'm out of the running for day 2, I knew that it's still possible for me to still get the best of Ori record, because I know that in its entirety there are not a lot of Ori players, and many Ori players don't do well in the current meta against like decks like Annie and Kaisa, right? So I was like, even though I lost and I'm 3-2 record right now, I thought, let's just keep going until I lose one more. We'll just keep trying to see what happens, right? So my record is 3-2. The next game, crazy. I beat another Kaisa. Isn't it insane? After all the Kaisa fucking molding that I've done 2 weeks prior to this, now I'm beating Kaisas left and right. Isn't it insane? So now my record is 4-2. And I'm like super hyped because I'm like, dude, the kryptonite of me against Kaisa feels like it's completely shattered. I'm actually beating Kaisas, right? And I still got a good shot at the Ori card because I'm 4-2. In my mind, as long as I don't go X and 3, I might be able to win the best of Ori, right? And then match 7. I play against the Kaisa and I lose. Putting an end to my dream. So this is why I kept saying Kaisas are cockroaches of this world, and they just don't want you to be happy, and they just have no skill. And now my record is 4-3. At this point, I got a word that the best Ori in the tournament was like 6-1. And mathematically, from 4-3, I can't catch up to 6-1. Because there are a total of 9 rounds. And yes, you can go from 6-1 to 6-3. And yes, I could go from 4-3 to 6-3, and I could tie. However, the way that this system works is that because they were higher seeding, they get higher ranking. Not only that, if you are that Ori player and you were 6-1 and you go 6-2, the last game that you play, you can just draw and get 1 point instead of 2 points for winning, and they're just locked in for the best of Ori. As in draw as in intentionally drawing. Now that sounds weird, but it's not illegal, and a lot of people do it. And from my understanding in the card game world, it's accepted that if you can do it to get a better shot at something, you just do it. So at this point, I got word that it's very impossible for me to get the best of Ori card, so I decided to just like take it easy and drop out of the tournament, because yeah, I can keep going to see how I do in the rest of the day, but now that I have 10 tickets and now that I'm out of the running for the best of legend card, I need to start prepping for lining up at 12 at midnight. You know what I mean? As for what it's worth, I played against a lot of Kaisas in this tournament as well, and I have a better record against the Kaisa now in this tournament than previously I was in the last tournament. So I was pretty happy about that in general. And I was also happy about the fact that I did a lot better than I thought I was going to do. On top of that, I have 10 tickets. Now I have to line up at midnight to wait 9 hours for my medal card. Right? So I pretty much at this point signed out for the day and I was just chilling. Until about 9 o'clock rolls around. The venue closes at 12. Until 9 o'clock rolls around. Here's what happened. 9 o'clock comes and everybody gets an email. And the email says, you know what? I'll pull it up for you actually. Where is this fucking email, bro? What day was that? December 6th. Okay. Here it is. Okay. Around 9 o'clock, this email gets sent to everybody. Let me read this for you. Greetings, Riftbound players. We're excited to welcome you back to our final day of the Sunday here Regionals Qualifier. Here are some important updates that we want you to know before you come tomorrow, which is Sunday. Plus new information about a popular medal card on our prize wall. The event hall opens to the public at entry at 9 a.m. We will have 2 lines, blah, 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 blah. As a special thank you for all your helping making the event so special, we're releasing the other... Okay, that doesn't really matter. Here's the thing. Here's the medal card. We are so blown away by how much you all have enjoyed our medal prize cards. We also understand that many players showed up extremely early in lineup today at 2 in the morning, well before the hall opened. Out of concern for player safety and to make distribution more equitable, we are going to make changes to how we can redeem tomorrow. Here's the details. Every person who has participated, one event will be on the list. At random, we will select people from the list based on the number of remaining medal cards. At 11 a.m., we will email who is selected and notify them, and you have 10 until 6 p.m. to redeem for 10 tickets to get a medal card. So basically what this means is they realized on Saturday morning that it was getting wild and out of hand, people lining up from like 2 in the morning. So they decided that instead of doing it and making it first come first serve, on the last day of the 240 thing, they decided to raffle it. So me with this 10 ticket, me with the plan of lining up since 12 midnight, disappeared and all fizzled away. On the one hand, it was fine because I could get my well-deserved rest. But on another hand, it's now at this point is nigh impossible for me to get anything that resembles a medal card because there's over like there's so many people that came to this event, probably like 3,000 people, and like you just do the math, it's very unlikely, right? It's not bad odds, but it's just very unlikely. And I did have side events that I was gonna do on a Sunday, so I was like, you know what? It is what it is. Just let's not even worry about the medal card. With this 10 tickets, I'll just get booster packs tomorrow and just fucking play side events and call it a day, right? So I went back to my hotel and went to sleep. Which comes to Sunday. Sunday morning, I had to wake up early because I bought a couple of the Worlds bundle, and it's a pretty big box. And I didn't have a way to like get on the plane with it, and I didn't want to pay extra shipping on at the airport to like have it like, you know, checked in. So I decided to go to UPS and like get boxes and materials and like just package it up and just send it to myself, send it home, right? So I woke up at like 8 or 9 in the morning on a Sunday, and I was trying to like find a way to ship my merch that I bought back home. And I was kind of running around morning, and then I figured it out, and I kind of like went back to the hotel and started packaging it, right? Gotta love it that it went from somewhat guaranteed to RNG again. Yeah. Yeah. It is what it is. And then something crazy happens. As I was dropping my box off, it was a pretty big box. I had to pay for shipping, whatever, but here is the email. Okay. After I dropped off my box, I get this email. Thank you for your participation at the regional Houston, Texas. This email is informing me that you have been selected to exchange 10 tickets for a copy of Metal Price Card. Bro, this says it's 12:07, but it was 11:07 because it's Texas time. After dropping my box off at UPS, I was sitting in my hotel room because I didn't need to go to the venue till 12. At this point, it was 11:07. I didn't need to go to the venue at 12 because my side event was at 12. I get this email, and I received it at 11:07. I must have read this email. Like, I pulled it up at like 11:20 something. As soon as I saw this, I fucking packed everything in my backpack for the day, and I started running. I started running my ass over to the venue. Now, the walk between the hotel and the venue is about like 8-minute walk. Okay, 8-minute walk. It's not long, but it's not short. It's like kind of a mid-range kind of place. And I was running. I was sprinting my ass over there. Cause think about it. I read this email at 11:22. But then it seems like it got sent to people at 11:07. That means I'm basically 15 minutes behind a lot of people getting this information. So I was like, oh shit, man. I hope there's some left. Like, I know there's going to be stuff left because they limited on how many people won, obviously. But I wanted the ones that I wanted, right? So I started sprinting. I ran out of breath so fast. This is what happens. You don't like, you know, manage your health. I ran out of breath so fast, and after like 3 minutes of sprinting, which is like a lot, I gave up and I started walking. I'm like, man, fuck it. They're probably all sold out. Whatever. By the time I get there, I go through the security check. They check my bag. By the time I get there, there's a line already, obviously. And I just kind of like, you know, get to the end of the line and I just wait. And I'm just waiting there, and I don't really know what's going on. And I have my event in like 20 minutes. So I'm like kind of like rushed for time a little bit, even though I didn't need to be. The event didn't start till like an hour later. Anyways, I was in line and I started to wonder, like, I wonder which ones are available. And then I see people behind me starting to line up, and there were like shit ton of people behind me. I'm like, there's a lot of people behind me. Did not everybody like get here immediately? So I kind of had some hope. And then it turns out, as I was like progressing through the line, the staff was saying, kind of like letting everybody know, hey, just so you guys know, if you're in line, Ari, Kaisa, and Annie are all gone. And everybody's like, fuck! Because those three were the most sought after ones. But of course, they're all gone, right? Ari, Kaisa, and Annie, they're all gone. And then I was like sitting there in line, like, I wonder what my choice, would end up being, because like I don't know how many are left until I get up to the front of the desk, right? So I was thinking to myself, it's like, maybe I'll get like a Teemo and sell it, or maybe I'll get like MF. She's like a, she's got waifu tax, so maybe I'll get MF, like Misfortune. So I was kind of like just sitting in line, and then I get up to the front of the line, and then I'm kind of like asking and looking around, and I see Teemo, I see Misfortune, and I see Volibear, Lee Sin, and everybody else. And then I see Jinx. And there's only 3 of them on the table. And they asked me, hey, which one do you want? Do you want like the Teemo? Do you want like Misfortune? And I'm like, I was thinking Misfortune, but what's with the Jinx? And then they go, oh, these are the 3 that's available. I'm like, Jinx is still available? And then they said, yeah, do you want one? I'm like, yeah, I'll take a fucking Jinx. So I grabbed it and then I left. Reason being, when you get up to the table, you can see how many of each card are left. And the one that had the smallest stack was the Jinx. For obvious reasons, because I didn't realize, even though Jinx is a really bad card in the meta, you cannot disagree at the fact that Jinx is actually a very popular character. And me seeing that stack of only 3 Jinxes versus everything else at that moment made me realize, it's like, oh my god, Jinx is actually the perfect choice right now, because obviously it's very popular. Obviously, it's a very known character from Arcane. And I've been wanting to make a Jinx deck for the longest time. It's just so sad that Jinx deck sucks ass. But I still wanted to make one eventually. And so immediately I just picked Jinx, then I left. And I think that was the right choice. I was very happy. Because Ahri was gone, which is obvious. Like, that's sad. I can't do anything about it. Kai'Sa is gone. It would have been nice to just pick Kai'Sa and sell it, because it would be pretty expensive, but it was gone. Annie is the same way. A lot of people want Annie because she's really powerful in the meta. But yeah, I got my Jinx. And then I called it a day there, and I went to my side event. So, this 10 ticket actually ended up being worth it. Because to claim that metal card, I needed 10 tickets exactly. I thought I was going to end up using these 10 tickets on booster packs, but it turns out I won the fucking raffle. And then I got the Jinx card, and then we just called it a day. And then I did the side event with some of the couple of tickets that I won. I did get a couple booster packs. And then that was it. At least for the event itself. Here's the last bit of the story. Sunday night, I took it easy. Went to get dinner with my friends. Monday, I had a flight at around noon, I think. This got canceled. And then they tried to put me on a flight to Miami to go to Philadelphia and come home at like 4 in the morning. On a layover flight. And I said, fuck you guys. Give me a hotel. And I'll fly tomorrow morning. So they ended up, after a bit of bickering and arguing, they gave me a hotel. And then I just stayed the entire night doing entire day doing absolutely nothing. And then I came back home yesterday in the morning. That is my entire story. It's a long fucking weekend. Do you want to see it? Yeah. I'll show you. Oh, it's not in this binder. It sounds like me trying to get home to New England area because Boston is the only best airport to get home. It's so fucking like annoying when they try to like I don't know. They said it was maintenance, that's why it was delayed. But like, if it's a fucking maintenance issue, it's your fault. Give me the hotel. Why are you not giving me a hotel? They try to put me on another flight so that they don't have to pay for the hotel, but then it wasn't like a weather delay. It was fucking maintenance issue. They think I'm fucking stupid. I fixed planes before. Do you really think... Because, okay, this is what they said. They said, hey, there's maintenance going on the plane. We don't know when it's going to take off. But if you want to go on another plane, we can book you on another flight. And I'm like thinking to myself, that's bullshit. And I go up and I ask, hey, do you know what's wrong with the plane? And they're like, we don't know, but it's indefinite. We can leave in like maybe 3 hours or we can not leave at all. And I'm like, 3-hour maintenance? That's more than likely that plane's not fucking flying anywhere. So, so I was like, can you give me a hotel? We know for a fact, at least I know for a fact. We both know for a fact this plane's not going anywhere. I just want to fucking chill. Give me a hotel. I'll just fly direct tomorrow morning. I'm fine with it. And they're like, we can't give you a hotel. And I'm like, why not? And then they're like, well, the flight is technically not canceled yet. It's delayed because of maintenance. And I'm like, yeah, it's not canceled yet because you guys don't want to fucking pay for hotels. If you wanted to cancel it, which you should, and it's probably required at this point because the plane's not going anywhere, you need to cancel it, but you're not because you're just saying it's delayed. So annoying. And then eventually I argued my way into a fucking hotel and then I just came back the day after. So, here's the metal card. What airline was it? American Airline. Never flying American Airline ever again. It's fucking ridiculous. Ridiculous! Just as a comparison, yeah, American Airlines dog shit. And you know what's crazy? I looked up the hotel they booked me. That hotel is like fucking $35 a night. That hotel, nothing against like, you know, the workers and the owners of the hotel, but that hotel didn't even have water for sale. Isn't that crazy? I was so thirsty at night. I was like, hey, can I buy a bottle of water? And they said, oh, we don't have bottle of water here. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? Do you not have bottle of water? Anyways. So, here is a regular Jinx card. Right? This is the metal Jinx card. It doesn't look good at all. Why? Because there's no foiling on it. However, come on. It's very elusive. First of all, here's the... Can you hear it? This is the paper. This is the paper card. This is the metal card. It's actually metal. The weight is different. It's actually metal. The problem is, there is real no difference. At all. Come on. Come on! There is real no difference. If anything, this is not even foil. However, I haven't opened this yet, but I'll open it for you guys. And then I'll just put it back. It being metal, it has some details that is different. Can you see? Is it a little bit better to see with the light? It has like metal pop outs, if that makes sense. As opposed to this is the regular card. Right? And then the back, this is paper, right? And this is the metal. You can kind of see that it is actually a fucking piece of metal, right? I like the foiling more. Yeah, the foiling is better. But this is more like a collector thing of 1 of 35 in existence. The thing is, you know how we talked about earlier the best of card? If you get like the best record of a champion or a legend, you get like the best of card earlier. That's 1 of 1 in the world. That one is like the metal one, but it has foiling on it and some design changes. That one looks insane. This one is like kind of middle of the pack kind of feel versus the card, right? If you see the actual best of Jinx card, which is only 1 in the world, that one definitely looks better, for sure. But then again, you know, I can't really complain about this because I didn't even think I was gonna get this, and I did because I got a fucking raffle. I won the raffle, which is insane. That rarely happens to me. Can we see the world's pack? I don't have it yet. Yeah, if I get it, I'll unbox it because I was gonna actually open one for myself too. So, are you going to keep it or sell it? I really want to keep it, but everything in the world tells me I need to sell it. What I mean by that is, if I sell it now, it'll probably be the best time to sell it, and then I'm broke, so maybe a little bit of money might be helpful for my finances. Everything in the world kind of tells me I should sell it, but I really want it. Like, I really want to keep it. Which is sad. Trade it with Ari. I was looking to trade it for Ari with somebody at the convention center, but the Ari one's more expensive, obviously. So like, I didn't think I would want to like spend like pitch more money to get it, if that makes sense. Does it have any value? It has value only because it's literally now just like part of a collector's item. Even though it looks exactly the same as a regular card, because it's a metal card and there's only 35 of it in the world that exists, at least for now, it has inherent like high value on it. It's your card binder. It's just, this one's just rares. These are just rares. Organized in number, and then all my comments and uncommons are back there. They're in order of number. Sell it now and buy it again when its value tanks. I thought about it, and the way I think about it is, yeah, I could just sell it, but because I wasn't supposed to win this, it's the way I think about it. Like, it was just very lucky that I did get selected for the raffle to win it. So I did win it, but it was just very unlikely that it was going to happen anyway. I'm just gonna pretend that it didn't happen, and then just like keep it and just put it away or whatever, and just forget about it, and then just pretend I won like $5, so that even if this tanked in value later to maybe like a lot lower than it is now, it's like it doesn't fucking matter. It's more like I want it for my collection rather than like think about it with like a monetary value, if that makes sense. This is me coping, saying I want to keep it and use it. But if you're curious on how much this thing goes for, somebody actually did sell this on eBay like 2 days ago. Or actually sold 2 days ago. It sold for $2,000. So I'm like, $2,000, huh? At the worst case, this is gonna go down to like maybe 1,000. In which case, I'm still okay with it being at like 1,000. You know. What did you think of the new ZZ character? I haven't even looked at ZZZ. I stopped playing. Sadly, I stopped playing because I've been playing this game. $2,000 is a big amount. It is for sure. For sure. But yeah, that's my past month of Riftbound. I hope you guys enjoyed that story. There's some I do have some stuff that I can show you guys if you want to see them. Like my Ori. Very, very great Ori. It's my showcase overnumbered Ori. Very good. This is unfortunately not the signed one. The signed ones are too expensive. Emperor's is kind of over, but the story had me depressed. I bet. I bet. Yeah, I think I'm pretty much done for gacha games, except this one for now. Why? Because this game is so easy. Look, I'm done. I'm done for the day. Going over the Wuthering Waves and just play before 3.0. Ah. Gotcha. I really thought this was Blue Archives. It looks very similar for sure, because they have the same art style and character designs. Similar, I should say. Same company, so that explains it. But it's not! It's their new expensive game that you should not play if you are thinking about spending money. You should play this game only if you wanna be a free-to-play player. They announced Saritsa? Oh, really? Shit, let me look that up. Wait, where? Officially? I want to see what she looks like. Name dropped? Oh, is there no image or anything? Oh. Let me know if they have an image for her, and I'll look at it whenever that happens. What was the name? What was her actual name? Anastasia? Interesting. Gives me depression vibes. It's an interesting name. Anna from Honkai Impact 3rd. Is that the connection? Do you want to see more of the new Rita? Not right now. I honestly, sadly, I'm completely burnt out of Hoyoverse games. Don't they have a new game? The casual game, whatever. Isn't that like a thing? And then the auto chess game. Aren't they two different games? The Teach Planet. Right. They're two different games, right? Oh, Animal Crossing. That's right. Personally, I think I'm just burnt out of Hoyoverse games because a lot of it is just like money sink at this point. I started to notice and realize that as soon as I kind of like started spending money on TCG instead of gacha games, that very unfortunately, I can't really, like, I guess you can sell your account eventually, but like they kind of lose in value, if that makes sense. Not just like investment purposes, but like if you play and have fun, then it is what it is. I think it doesn't matter at that point. Yeah, I don't think I remember the last time I spent money on this on anything. When was the last time I spent money on anything on gacha game? Must have been Zenless. Can I ask, when was the last time you played Reverse? The last event that I played was... I stopped after the first anniversary. I don't know what event that was. You got a fancy fountain pen? Like real life. Are you talking about one of those like pens with ink? That like super fancy stuff? It's cost me as much as a C3 character. But it's an investment. Oh, it's like, yeah, like real life investment kind of thing. Interesting. Fountain pens have investment values? I did not know this. Like what? Like watches? Like expensive watches? Something like that? I guess if it's expensive, then... I mean, I guess everything, if it's like... Everything can have value if there's a market for it. Like guitars, even if they're used, they have value. Fountain pens, that's interesting. Did not even think about that. Am I done? I'm already done with my dailies. That took like 30 seconds. What a great game this is. Oh my gosh. Actually, I do want to try one run. Because it is a new week. I should try it at least. Get my rank 31. So if you guys don't know anything about this game, there's a thing that you have to do where you're shooting for like rank 31. It's like leveling up through your runs, but I still have not reached rank 31. It feels impossible. The highest I've ever reached was rank 30. It's fucking, oh. How do people get to 31? I don't understand. Let me try one time, and then we'll call it a day. Okay. My highest is 23. It's 11 characters. That's fair. Do you play any single-player AAA games outside of gacha? Not right now. I'm kind of like burnt out on video games in general. I only played this one because it's actually really easy. I started playing Chaos Zero Nightmare and honestly I loved it. Also, Island Black Beacon got US. Yeah, I saw a post about it. Sad. I don't like this. Do I need this sword? I do. Do I spend money on it? Ugh. Let's see if we can get lucky on the later stages here. I downloaded CZN. I still haven't played it. I heard it was really good. I heard it was really fun. What Night Abyss? Dog shit game. I played it. I even got sponsored for it at one point. Fucking game is dog shit. It has no fucking real identity. It's fun if you like it, but it's just like, why play that when you can play so many other options, you know? It has like no real like reason for playing. I guess I'm getting pretty lucky so far here. Yeah, maybe in a year or two they like actually have like real identity and gameplay loops that are worthwhile. Okay. Let's grab this. Let's grab this. Fuck. Bad RNG. Fuck. Yikes. So unlucky here. Ew, this is not a 31 run. Very unfortunate. Ugh. I don't want that over 3. Oh, very unfortunate. Since you're bad, I should tell a joke. Sure. UI so different from 1.0 to 2.0 that 3.0 is looking way different. In like the graphics or like the identity of the game? Come on! Attack! Reload. Ew. This is fine. I'm getting good rolls on these melodies, but I'm not getting buffs. Man. Game Awards tomorrow? I really want to stream Game Awards tomorrow and watch it with y'all, but I also want to play card games. Yo. I don't know, bro. I also want to play card games. I feel bad, but card games are fun. I'm officially TCG coded. I always been. It's just I've never been this overly invested in the current past like years. When I used to play Magic, I was heavily invested. Get out of here. Die. Get cracked. I don't feel good about this run at all. Your content creation has shifted to CCG. Am I technically creating content though? Yo, I will say, on a side note, I go to these events, right? Why would the coconut not tell a joke properly? It kept cracking himself up. Yeah, the name change is a little bit of a... We gotta get your name back. Do I need this? Oh, I do. Do I need this? I don't really need that. Okay. Let's buy this. This is fine. This. Lame. This is fine. Reset. Buy this. Heart. Do I need heart right now? No, I need nothing of hearts. I need this. Buy this. We'll just go with that. I need more of my main character spells. This is good. This is fine. One more. This is fine. Okay. I will say, what do I think of the joke? It was okay. I go to these events, right? These like TCG events and stuff. I also went to PAX Unplugged in Philadelphia, which was fun. They also had like a Riftbound thing, but like I went to the Vegas, I went to the PAX, I went to the Houston one, and I noticed there's a lot of content creators that are on the TCG side of things. And I have nothing against them, but every time I see a content creator, I kind of cringe inside. I'm not gonna lie to you. The only reason why I do cringe inside is because, like, technically I am and was a heavy content creator, but now I'm not. So, like, looking on a different lens, I feel like, I don't know. Everybody's kind of like grinding to become like a content creator, and I see that they're putting in the effort, which I respect them for. But also at the end of the day, I always question to what end, because I did the same thing and I didn't really. All it brought me was like, it was really fun and I met really cool people, but it also brought a lot of pain. Does that make sense? So it's kind of like half and half, and I see a lot of people trying to do content, like starting up content, and I'm like, man, you guys definitely have a lot of fun, but it's also definitely like sometimes you want to rip your hair out, and like it's depressing sometimes, kind of thing. So I feel happy that they're trying, but also sad because I don't know how much they know about the realities of it. So it's like a weird feeling. But I mean, who the fuck cares? I'm like a nobody anyway. They don't give a shit about how I feel about what their life is. So whatever. Wait for the day Riftbound sponsors you. Only if I make Riftbound content, but I don't think I will. Oh, by the way, I saw a question earlier for set 2, since set 1 is pretty much like done. For set 2 for Riftbound, I am thinking of playing Irelia as my main legend because she's a waifu. It's my only reason. And Irelia is apparently like really good in the second set. Okay, let me hit this 30%. Come on, come on. If I hit the 30%, I still have a chance at a level 31 run. 30%, 30%. Huh. Ah, let's go! Oh, my throat. I can't believe I hit that 30%. Maybe we'll still have a good shot at this. Can we get 31? 31 run? Come on, baby. I need more main character buffs. Yes, that's a good start. That's great. Everything is going good. Do I need verification? I think I do need this. I don't remember. I think I do need that. Okay. What's this game story? The game story is actually really fun. It's not like depressing yet, but I say yeah because all the gacha game stories always tend to end up being depressing. But it's very slice of lifey right now. I haven't played the newest chapter that just released yesterday. But so far, the first 3 chapters have been nothing but like pretty chill. And it's like I basically run a guild and I am meeting friends along the way and we're conquering like dungeons to get wishes. But then there's some like sneaky beaky like stuff going on in the background that we're not privy of or something like that. It's kind of the idea of the story. It is very chill. It is very slice of life. Very fun. It is very fun. Let's grab this. Yep, we need that for sure. Do we need this? Do we need the fist? We don't need the fist. Do we need the blue? I think we do need the blue. Yep. Okay, let's buy. We'll get this. No. We need something new that we don't have. That we need. But it's not giving it to us. Okay, this. We'll take that. We'll take that. We'll take this and then we'll refresh. Do we need this? Oh, we're getting so many good rolls. What the fuck? Are we gonna actually do this? Do we need this? No, we don't need that. We need purple. We do need purple. Just for that one thing. And then we need the blue. It's pretty expensive. I don't think I want that blue. And we need, oh yeah, we kind of do need it. We need red as well. Alright, let's just grab this and then get the red later. Hopefully it shows up. And we got this. And there. Hopefully we get some fire. Dude, this is such a good run. I hope we can make it. Oh my gosh. Holy shit, this is such a good run. Please. I think we're missing a card for one of our characters though. It's No, do we have everything? I think we okay. We do have everything. We just need to level this up. If we can level this up, I think we're in a good spot, but it's kind of RNG. We need to level this up specifically, but we'll see. When is your next opening for White Schwartz? I have no idea. You know what? We'll take a look. But I'm broke. I'm actually broke. That's part of the problem. Alright, let's see if we get lucky. Okay, we'll take this. Shit. We need this. Oh my god, we need like 200 more points. Holy shit. Can we... Fuck. Oh, this is so sad. We're wasting money. Oh, fuck. But we need... Fuck! We're wasting money. Let's just grab this. Grab this. Fuck. We just screwed ourselves. Damn. Is it gonna be enough? Oh! Oh! We broke 31! How? Oh! This is my first run! No way. No way! Dude! Unfortunately, one of our skill is not max, but... this... Oh, man. If this was level 6... If this was level 6, that would have been like an amazing run. But it's not. That's the only thing we're missing. But I can't really complain. I got everything else that I needed. Just not this. And we broke 31. That's actually the first... I think you have already pre-ordered the box. Box of which? I can't believe this just happened. Holy crap. Wow. What a crazy run. I would love to get more White Schwartz stuff, but like, I'm poor. I'm actually poor now. Sad. Maybe in the future we'll do it. But not anytime soon, I don't think. What exists in White Schwartz world, though? I know there's a new Konosuba, but I don't really want it. They're still advertising as their name. Am I continuing Blue Protocol? Nah. I don't really have much like energy to play games. Oh shit, Eminence and Shadow. Bro, I kind of want to order this, but I don't have the fucking money for it. Bro. Pre-order available until December 12th. Oh my god, it's next week. They have a serialized card. What? I really want to buy this. Fuck. I really want to buy this. I wonder what these look like. You know, Eminence and Shadow is one of the animes I kind of like randomly watch every now and then, even though I've already seen all of it. Just because it's fucking funny. I find it hilarious. Ah, man. Oshino Koset 2. Fairy Tail. Yeah, if anything, this was the only one that was interested in, I guess, their fucking April release. Ugh. My boyfriend really likes to stand around going, to be honest. I find it weird and funny. The funniest part is just the main character being oblivious. How much is a case? Case is $1,000, isn't it? Jesus. What's the website I always ordered this from? Luminous. Lumious. That's what it's called. Do they even sell cases? Oh, they do. Case of 24 box, $1,000. I don't know how to feel about Fairy Tail 100-Year Quest. I love the original manga and anime, but seeing the continuation feels weird. I feel the same way. Have I been watching new anime? I tried. What have I watched recently? The real OG aura farming is Piccolo. Piccolo? Oh, fuck. Piccolo. What anime have I watched lately? Oh, I've been watching the. I mean, it's pretty late, but I watched the season 3 of Spy Family. I've been trying to find like anime that's bad. Like, you know how sometimes you watch a bad anime and it's just like hilariously funny, even though it's like bad. There's bad animes that are just bad, and they're just bad animes that's just funny. I'm trying to find like a bad anime that's funny. I rewatched Frieren again because that anime is goated. I honestly do think Frieren is just. Isn't it the best anime rated on my anime list right now? Top anime. Yeah, it's fucking wild. Well, I mean, not really. I don't think it's crazy, but look at my face. Get out of here. Oh, I had that up because of chat. That's right. Witch Watch? Ooh, I was actually told to watch Witch Watch. Maybe I'll watch that today. A lot of people saying it was good. Frieren should be the winner of Crunchyroll Awards. You know, Frieren new season's happening soon, right? I'm like actually super excited. I was curious for a very long time when Fullmetal Alchemist was gonna be taken over as the #1 anime. I did not expect the movie for Chainsaw Man to do it. I feel like this is a little bit. I haven't seen this movie yet, but I feel like maybe this was like a little bit too crazy. But then this is 100% like. Yeah, Frieren's when? Spring. I think starting like, I think in like 3-4 months. Season 2 happens in like 2-3-4 months after the winter season. Are we currently in the winter season? I think it happens next season. The movie was not for under 18. Oh, interesting. It was good. Wild. I find it hard to believe it could stay on the top for that long. Fullmetal, is that just me? Yeah, I mean, I agree, but at the same time, Fullmetal Alchemist was just like, for a long time, it was kind of the pinnacle of like perfect adaptation, perfect story kind of an anime. Chainsaw Man movie was that crazy? There's no synopsis. There's a sequel to Chainsaw Man, period. Interesting. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood had no plot holes. I don't know about that, but it was near perfect. I'm sure if you want to start a debate, it's not me. I'm not the one debating, but I'm sure if you want to start a debate with somebody who's very well versed in the lore, they might have something, but One Punch Man season 3 is rated one of the worst anime. I've heard stories. I've heard many stories about season 3, and I haven't watched it. Kind of glad that I didn't. I'm just kind of letting season 1 and season 2 be at like the end of all the One Punch Man thing and then just like erase from my mind. I was watching a video about One Punch Man from Moist Critical. I think he talked about it a lot recently. And I think one thing he said kind of made sense to me, where it was like, it wasn't the studio's fault, it was fucking... What's the company that owns the right to One Punch Man? Like, they just don't fucking... Bandai. Of course it's Bandai. They just don't want to fucking allocate budget to the anime, which kind of sucks. I'm just waiting for Free Run Season 2 to start so I can not only watch it, but I'm also gonna binge watch every damn Uma Musume anime that's out there. You know, sadly, I sold my playset of Free Run Y Schwartz cards. One reason why I sold it was a good what do you call it? It was a good price that I sold it at. But also I realized, because I'm so heavily into Riftbound now, that I'm not going to be playing Y Schwartz all that much. But I did keep a card that actually is really... Like, I think one card of the set just pretty much... Couple cards. Of course, I kept the one that we pulled. The Free Run. The signed one. Of course, we kept that. As part of, like, our memory. So, I still have this one. Right? And then I have another one that I picked up along the way. It's a Fern one. The Fern gold signature one. And I figured, since I have this and the Free Run one, the playset, I'll just sell it. You know? I'm sure that'll be like second volume that comes out when the season 2 of the anime comes out, but you know, I'm more focused on collecting Y Schwartz for the waifus now and then playing Riftbound, I guess. But I did sell the playset for $350, which is insane. It's good value. And I needed to sell it because I needed to pay for the trip to Houston. So sad. If I recall, Bandai Namco cut the budget on production and rushed to release the anime. Yeah, that sucks, man. Like, why they do that shit? It's like they destroyed an anime, actually, because of doing it that way. Fuck. Never watched Steins Gate? It was good. Steins Gate was good. It fucks with your brain a bit, but Steins Gate was very good. Yeah. I watched like most of this except... Damn, Gintama's like everywhere. I did watch like most of Gintama's. A lot of these just kind of sit here. The only real change in recent events is literally just the first two. Everything else has just been sitting here for a long ass time. Well, I guess Attack on Titan's relatively new, I guess. Alright. Guys, it's 10 o'clock. I should be heading to bed. I just started watching Gintama Season 1. It's great. It's fucking hilarious. If you can stick around to watching most of it, I think you should. It's so old, but like it's just like a classic fucking thing. And then you watch the newer ones and it gets funnier. I'll be back maybe tomorrow. if I don't go play card games, but it might, more than likely I will go play card games. But if I decide not to for whatever reason, like maybe my car breaks down and I can't leave or something, I'll be back tomorrow, maybe like 10-15% that I'll be here tomorrow. And if I do, we'll watch the Game Awards. The next time I'll be streaming probably is when I open the Worlds bundle, the Riftbound Worlds bundle, which will be in my hands by like next Monday or something. So we'll definitely stream that. Make a live stream when you like when I actually play. We'll see. Yeah, if I stream tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow. If I don't see you tomorrow, then I'll see you like sometime next week for the Worlds bundle unboxing, okay? Because I definitely want to unbox one for myself, but if I'm unboxing it, I'm gonna definitely stream it. So I'll see you all next time. Bye. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out. I'll see you next time. Hope you enjoyed the stories of today. It was a very eventful last like 4 or 5 days. It was fucking crazy. Bye.